And welcome back to What If. It's the week of What If, and this is our one shot for today. And that is, what if Kakashi never broke the white chakra lightning? Sorry, the white light chakra saber never was destroyed. What if Kakashi kept it? So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's a reason this is a one shot. Is that if you the anime? Well, the anime is not technically canon. It is revealed apparently in the anime that he did in fact repair the blade, and he continued to use it for missions. And by all accounts, that means he still has it. He just doesn't use it anymore. So this what if is actually already answered in and of itself. It's like what if it wasn't destroyed? Well, he would have just kept using it for a while and eventually retired the blade. And there you go. So thanks. Good night. Bye. No. Uh, but look, I think I know what Samurai Bears is asking when he says, "What if what if it didn't break?" I think he's more asking, what if it didn't break and Kakashi continued to use it in his day-to-day, activities as a shinobi? So you'd have to essentially look at every battle Kakashi takes part in the series and see if that would have changed with the added usage of the Chakra Saber. And the first big battle we see in the series involving Kakashi is obviously the Zabuza fight. Now, I don't think personally this would have changed much. Kakashi would have had a blade on him. Great. Zabuza, probably knowing the legend of his father and this blade, probably knows of the blade. So, he'd probably say, impressive. So, this is the legendary white chakra saber. Hmm. Um, and so, Zabuza would probably not marvel, but compliment Kakashi on keeping the blade in such good condition over the years. The blade isn't very long. It's longer than, say, a Tanto, but it's kind of like a straight wakizashi, more than anything else. And it moves so fast that it seems like it glows. Otherwise, I mean, Zabuza is a swordsman of the seven. He's one of the seven swordsmen of the mist. So he's used to swordsmen. So honestly, I do not think that Kakashi having the Chakra Saber would be that much more advantageous for him in this scenario. Maybe he'd be able to injure Zabuza a bit more. Maybe Zabuza would be closer to death. But overall, I don't see Kakashi really getting an edge out in that at all. Beyond that, though, Kakashi doesn't really participate in any major battles until the invasion of the Sound. In which case, he's just murking Sound and Sand Shinobi, and the blade would help with that, sure. Against Itachi, the blade means nothing in this case. And then that would be the last time Kakashi really does any sort of legitimate fighting in the series. He does a few things here or there, but nothing that would be a major battle. Then you would go into the Gara retrieval arc. He would take care of the Itachi-kun a bit more effectively. It would not matter again with Deidara, because that was about using his Mangekyo. Then where you could see it play at least a little bit more of a factor is in the Kakuzu fight, but the result would ultimately just be the same, because it wasn't Kakashi who brought down Kakuzu, it was Naruto. Kakashi just delivered the killing blow. Beyond that, the invasion of pain, maybe Kakashi is able to hit one of the two. Either he was against the Azura path and the Deva path, if I remember correctly. Maybe he'd be able to deliver a more substantial blow, or maybe he'd even catch the Deva path off guard at one point. But again, it's just an opponent where a blade like this doesn't really have actually a special ability. It doesn't really have any bearing in the fight. And so you would ultimately just go all the way to the third Ninja War, or the fourth Ninja War, sorry. And once again, there's no, at least not in the main fights he participates in. Like the fight against the Seven Swordsmen, he'd have Blade on him to help out. Great. Against the Jinchuriki, it really wouldn't matter. The only fight it could really play a factor in the war, I think, is his rematch with Obito in the Mangekyo at the Kamui world. So, because he'd have a blade on him and he'd actually be able to hit Obito with a lot more lethal of an attack. So, ultimately, I would say this doesn't really have any bearing on the story, whether or not he was using it or not. So that's my thought on this. What if it's not the most it's a bit lackluster, admittedly, not the most explicit what if in the world, but it's still the opinion I have on this particular subject. So I mean, do you honestly think that Kakashi fixing and using the Chakra Saber in day-to-day life and day-to-day activities in the Naruto canon would actually do anything? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.